Hey, what's going on, you guys? It's Joshua Zitting from Six Figure Ecom Academy, and in this video we're just going to do a quick little walkthrough. I wanted to show you guys some different ways that you guys can be making money utilizing the Etsy platform, and how pretty much anyone can do this. It's really not something that's going to cost you a lot of money to do, and so we're going to kind of show you guys a bootstrap method, and then I also want to show you guys a couple different ways that you can drop ship other types of products on the platform itself. So one of the things that we talk a lot about, obviously, is apparel. Printful, you guys, if you guys aren't currently using Printful, Printful connects to a lot of different platforms. As you can see here inside of the Printful platform, if you click on stores, you can connect an Etsy shop. And essentially, once you have designs made, you can either make them yourself or you can hire a designer. We're going to talk about that as well. You can put them on apparel and then push them to Etsy. Now, Etsy, you guys, is just a massive platform, obviously. Probably their user base is, I would say, 80% women, but there are a lot of men that are utilizing the platform now too. But the great thing is you can come in here and look at different items, like, for instance, t-shirts, and then search by, top customer reviews and start to get some ideas for some different t-shirts that you guys want to go out and create yourself, right? So there's a couple different ways that I would go about setting up if you are going to sell apparel on Etsy. Obviously, the smartest thing you can do is go after niches and ideas that are already doing well, and then just recreate them yourself. Now, if you yourself are not a designer, like many of us aren't, I'm not a designer myself. However, I am utilizing things like Fiverr, like Upwork, DevArt. We're going to talk about that as well. DeviantArt. Things like DeviantArt that we're going to talk about as well, where you can go actually find some really awesome designers, and you can either commission them for their work. On Upwork, you guys, you can very easily post a job that you're looking for a designer for t-shirts. On Fiverr, many of you guys have heard me talk about Fiverr before. That's another great way. If you just look for t-shirt designer, okay, and you can find somebody that can very easily make designs for anywhere from $5 to $15. Some of the higher designers, are going to charge a little bit more money, but honestly, you can find people to do it for $15. And kind of the same thing on Upwork. You get to really dictate what you post in that job and exactly what you're looking for. But for the most part, you're going to find designs that are already doing well, and that way, it takes the guesswork out. Again, like shirts like this right now, obviously, because we're all in quarantine and chill, that's starting to pick up steam right there. That's obviously an advertisement. So that's the other thing, you guys, is if somebody's running an ad on a t-shirt, it could mean a couple of things. It could mean that if it's been running for a while, that t-shirt's already doing well for them. So if you could recreate that version, you could put it in Printful. From inside Printful, you can push it to Amazon, you can push it to Etsy, and pick up traffic that way as well. The other thing about Etsy, you guys, is it's SEO. It has SEO intent. So for instance, when you guys write your listings on here, one thing that you want to take into consideration is your keyword intent. Okay, so if somebody's looking for a birthday quarantine shirt, right? So that is a keyword that this particular user is going after. There are tools like Marmalade Etsy. Let me Google that really quick. If you guys want to check that out, what Marmalade is, I think they're like $19 a month. But one thing that this particular tool does is it actually grabs all the most popular searches on Etsy and shows you those products that are trending. So if you have $19 to invest in this, I'll put a link down below. But ultimately, if you have $19 to invest in this tool for like even a month, and you just do all your research and come up, with 20, 30 design ideas, and then go knock them out and put them on Etsy. Again, the biggest thing about when you post on Etsy is the SEO, right? So either use Google Keyword Planner to find what terms people are searching for, or you can use Etsy itself, right? So for instance, if you were gonna recreate this quarantine and chill shirt, one thing that I would do is click into the listing and actually check out like the keywords that they're using in their title, right? They're using virus, wash your hands, quarantine and chill, quarantine shirt, social distancing expert t-shirt, right? Those are all, they're basically smashing keywords into this platform, and you don't want to necessarily do that on Google, but for Etsy it works really well, you guys. So you can definitely go keyword heavy in the title. And then also typically if you look at their description, which I'm not seeing, here we go. Let's see, all shirts come with the same exact listing. All right, it doesn't look like they have too much like necessarily in the description itself. So it looks like they're just super heavy on like the title here, which is totally cool. Let me see, just double check this. Okay. And then you can also look at this store and see what else is on their storefront. So obviously like wash your hands, please. That could be another really popular shirt right there. Social distancing expert. So they're pushing out trending items, right? So that's a big thing about what's actually working on Etsy currently, is that if you can just tap into trends, like you can either go to buzzsumo.com, right? And you can actually use BuzzSumo. You can use a free trial and just do some keyword searches and find out what's trending right now online. And then if there's stuff that's really popular, like obviously quarantine stuff is really popular right now. And I'm not necessarily saying that you guys should go make money off of this particular epidemic, but I'm just saying, like, regardless of when this is over or not, this is how a lot of people are making a lot of money on these platforms. Is they do basically what's called trend surfing. They find a trend, inside of a niche, and then they focus on creating products inside that niche because people are actively searching for them on Google. So the biggest thing, you guys, is picking a niche, right? And you can create a store around it inside of Etsy, and then just creating those designs. And again, whether or not you are a designer yourself, one of the other options, you guys, is placeit.net. And again, I put a link in the description down below for you guys, is that you can come over here, and Placeit is basically a design software. They're $15 a month, and they have all these pre-made designs that you can change and update. Okay, so what I like about this is like they're already on trends like this. Sometimes I wonder, where's your God now, right? It's a funny toilet paper design, and what you can do is you can come into this and you don't have to use the same exact words that they're using here, but obviously the image is kind of funny. You can change this text to be whatever you want to be, you can center it, you can change all that. And then what you would do is you would take the background and change it to a transparency right here. And now you can download this and you can put it on a t-shirt. So what we're doing with Placeit is we're just coming in and finding items that are somewhat funny, around a topic. Like for instance, this t-shirt right here, wish you were beer, right? So I like the actual JPEG image right here. And so what I would do is I would come over to Etsy and type in funny beer t-shirt and see what kind of t-shirts pop up, right? As far as like, if any of these have fun sayings that you can recreate, then basically you just take that. I'm into fitness whole beer in my belly, right? And you can come over to Placeit and actually recreate that very easily. So you would just open this up, and you can recreate this whole thing. So if you want to move this text around, right, and as you guys can see, basically I recreated that very quickly utilizing this image. You can resize it however you want, and then all I would do is come over to the background, remove that background, and now you've got a whole t-shirt, right? So you guys saw that I did that in less than like 30 seconds. So that's one of the quickest ways that you guys can build an apparel business online, is just utilizing a couple tools, right? And even if you guys are bootstrapped, like even if you guys don't have a ton of money, right? Printful, you guys, is free. Okay, you can, it's free to use. You only pay when you sell products. So ultimately you can get a software, right? Like Place It, and which is $15 a month. You guys, if you don't have $15 a month to run a business, then you're already in trouble, right? So if the nice thing about this is there's a lot of different things that you can do with Place It, right, to actually make money. So you can design logos on here. You can design video intros and outros. If you guys have seen some of my other videos, we utilize this software, and we have actual listings on Fiverr that we make money with. So people order logo design from us, and we basically use this software to create logos. You know, if they pay us $50 for a logo, as you guys have seen, it takes very little time to create that, and we, you know, make profit off of multiple orders of just logo design. And then there's a lot of other ways that you can use it too. But if that's you can utilize that method to make money to where you can be running your business. So ultimately a tool like this just makes a lot of sense, because you can make money multiple different ways off of it, and it pays for itself. So if you're not a designer, that's just the way that I would go about it. Now on the other end, again, you can take a concept and come over to Fiverr and hire somebody for very inexpensive to actually do it for you. So there's a lot of different ways that you can utilize it, but that's just one way, you guys, of how you can actually make money off of Etsy in the apparel. So the other way is searching for products. Like for instance, I was doing a little research earlier, because bath bombs seem to be really popular with girls, and there's a lot of them posted on here, like this 12-pack bath bomb set for $22. You guys, look at this. It's got 7,400 reviews. Okay, this actual shop does. So these types of things do very, very well, right? So one thing that I did is I came over to Google and I searched wholesale bath bombs, right? And I found this guy called thesoapguy.com. Okay, and look at this. You can buy a 12 assorted bath bombs for $2 each, right? So, but the more that you buy of these, for instance, and this again is obviously an inventory thing, you guys, where you have to inventory this, but the more that you buy, you can get them down to like $1 a piece, pretty much. So, which would mean that your cost on this is about, you know, $12, and for 12 of them, obviously. And a lot of these guys are selling, you know, 12 bath bombs for a certain amount of money, right? So, or 48 for $74. So people buy this stuff that way, and that's just another way that you guys can drop ship on Etsy, because again, you got to remember, a lot of these people they're not the ones creating these products, you guys. Drop shipping is happening left and right on Etsy. It's just, you got to be smart and think outside the box. Find a supplier, you know, negotiate that rate, and then the more business you do with them, the lower the cost actually is that you get that stuff for. So if you have money to invest, obviously, in a product like that, you can buy the product up front, and do it that way, and then just resell it, right? So obviously there's a lot more work involved in that, you guys, than what we're talking about with print on demand, where you don't necessarily have to have any sort of inventory. So like if you guys are brand new and you're basically bootstrapped for money, like apparel is a great way to do that, because if you set your pricing right, you can easily be making 10, 15 bucks a shirt, you know, or a hat or whatever it is that you are designing. But the biggest thing that I want to keep in the back of your guys' mind is that when you are doing any type of business, like on Etsy, even on Shopify, these other platforms, is search intent. Okay, what are people searching for? Are they going to Google and looking for funny quarantine shirt, right? Or social distancing shirt? Okay, those are the types of key terms that you want to remember when you're putting together your product listings, that is going in your title, it's going in your description. So Etsy also, you guys, just so you know, they charge 20 cents per listing. So you do pay per item that is listed on there, and then every time that item sells, you also it like renews itself. So basically, if you sold this shirt, they charge you another 20 cents to basically repost the listing. So, and then they do take a percentage on the sale and stuff like that. But the reason why it's a great marketplace, you guys, is people are using it like a search engine. People on Etsy. Etsy's probably like a really big platform for search. And again, I think that while females are a majority of the user, like a lot of females do buy stuff for their partners, or you know, they look for gifts and stuff like that. So it's a great marketplace to be putting different stuff on. Now on top of that, they do have an advertising portion of their platform where you can opt in to have Etsy actually post your stuff online. And essentially what that looks like, if you come over to Google and type in quarantine t-shirt. Okay, so look, check this out. That same shirt that we were just looking at is it's put on Google Shopping automatically by Etsy. You guys, so this particular t-shirt's probably getting a lot of traffic. If you're searching quarantine t-shirt and that's the shirt that's popping up, that same shirt that I just showed you, that should be ringing a bell for you guys right now, that a lot of money can be made on Etsy just by knowing some SEO tactics. So again, in the description below, you guys, I'm going to put a link to a keyword research software that I use. It's 14 bucks a month. And I think you can go use the free tools, go use Google Keyword Planner. But the problem is that it's not going to always show you a lot of long-term like keywords that you could be utilizing that are going to make you money. So I think that having a paid tool is a good option. So I'll go ahead and put that underneath there for you too. But again, when you come in here and search, you've now taken a search term from Etsy, plugged it into Google, and look at all the ideas, you guys, that it starts popping up. Okay, so again, use all this research. It's like free research, right? You're basically going and looking for what people are searching on Google, coming up with ideas, go create a concept for it, put it up on these platforms, and you've got yourself an apparel business. It's really that simple. So I hope this helps you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, my name is Joshua Zitting from Six Figure Ecom Academy. And if you guys are watching this on YouTube, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, click that bell icon to get notified when we release new videos. And we will see you guys next time. Take care.